And we are back, the 608 Chatterbox, with your host, Hugo Casique. Today I am co-hosting with Javon, a.k.a. Jay Clark. And we have DMW, a.k.a. Dylan, back. And then we have a new guest, Lil Ray, a.k.a. Dylan.
How's it going?
And we have Enrique behind the laptop today.
This is gonna be a fun episode.
Young Phyno.
This is gonna be a
Welcome,
fun episode.
guys.
How's it going, brother?
Thanks for having me again. Getting Lil Ray in here too.
Hey, we had a little bit of a tough time trying to look for a proper new guest, and I know Dylan recommended Lil Ray immediately after that first podcast. Why do you think you recommended him?
I have the same name. That's probably the reason why.
No, I mean we definitely started together, like most importantly, and looking back, like we were talking about our old shit 2 days ago, last night or 2 days ago.
I was listening to some of it on the way here. Honestly.
We were listening to it, and it's crazy to see where we've come since then. I need to get him back in the stew, but we're gonna get into some reasons why that's not as possible as before into the podcast. So I'll keep my mouth shut till questions come up. But as far as getting him on here, it's who I started with. He, in a way, he gave me confidence because it was like he wasn't confident going into it. I wasn't confident going into it. We had to be each other's confidence.
Yeah, it was a lot of at the beginning. Now that we can look back on it, it was a lot of yes man shit to get each other to just keep going.
And I deep down hate that, but look where it's come. I love it.
And now we can be honest with each other because we know what we both can do.
We will not drop an SWVS KG Part 4.
So let's get this straight.
Absolutely not.
Let's get this straight. Dylan Ray started before you?
So I don't know. We started at the same time when it comes to producing and putting it out there. But I mean, like, I guess both of our childhood, before we knew each other, was different. I started writing poems and then liked the feeling of singing, and then I joined choir like every year of high school.
You did covers on a previous channel.
So I mean, I guess it's the difference in how we got to liking music.
And we have two very different genres, so when we come together, it does mesh well. Obviously, the older shit was the beginning, and that's why we keep it on the channel. Like, we can kind of laugh at it, joke about it now, but it's where we started. Like, I'll forever keep those. Obviously, it's his channel, but like, we'll forever keep those videos up because it shows
like where you guys started.
Yes, this like this shit was fucking booty cheeks, and then it turned into like you hear our song Faded, or you hear like our new shit. He dropped a little 3-song EP just to get something out, and you just hear the difference.
I'm also on Spotify now too, which is awesome.
We got a link in Spotify.
Awesome.
Because you technically, like, you can start making profit off it, even though it's really not about that right now, because there's no reason to look at money when you're just starting, because it's just not gonna happen, and that's just gonna ruin your pride in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've had music on Spotify for like 2 years now.
We touched on it in the last project. You do it because you love it. If you do it for money, you'll quit.
Exactly. And I kind of want to touch on a comment we recently got on our last podcast about,
the first episode?
Yeah, about levels. And I know I addressed, I compared you guys to Drake a little bit last time.
Ooh. Not that way.
But it's not necessarily about comparing them to Drake as far as skill level. It's about how far you guys want to make it. Yeah. As far in the music industry, because like you guys said, you guys are just doing this for fun. You guys don't want money. You guys like to do this. It's kind of like a passion.
The comment don't even show up on when I look it up.
What?
Really?
It must have been flagged. So
Maybe.
Like you get it on your personal whatever, but YouTube standards probably blocked it.
And I mean, I still want to touch on it.
Yeah, touch on it.
I still want to touch on it because
100%.
Because what I see nowadays in some rappers is that it's not really about the passion. It's about getting into it and either starting beef with somebody else, or he quoted me. He's like, "Oh, act hard." No, there's some rappers that act hard and try to start shit. But guess what happens when you don't enter the reality that you start problems with the wrong person and you get shot, or your friends get shot, or your family gets shot because of that? What now?
Exactly. Like, I think people try to put on a persona for the genre, and it's like, why not just be you? I said in the original one, like, I've said shit, like, I have my charges or whatever I very briefly discussed, and I'm going to keep it brief, but, you know, like, you talk on shit that's real, even if it's not currently happening. Like, you see rappers do that. Like, when you hit, we talked about John Morant, because Phyno, like, hilariously brought him up. He was like, John Morant.
It was a good example.
Oh, it was, because you see he made this limelight, and then he's flashing guns on IG. It's like, bro, like you made it. Like, all you can do now is, yes, and all you can do now is pray that that's, like, an example. Like, let him, he has to sit out that, it was at least 25 games. Yeah, the initial suspension, and it's like he has to sit that out, but it sounds cliche, it really does, but it's something to learn from, because you're a role model to kids, especially his play style. You can compare him to D Rose, and you know, controversial.
You always hear people, who's your favorite player on the Memphis Grizzlies?
Prime D Rose,
John Morant.
Right now.
Yeah, like
right now. Right now, D Rose is better.
No, he's not. Well, he gets to play.
I wanted to go off of that. That's what sometimes is scary about thinking about making it in the industry or whatever, because now everything you do is looked at.
Yep.
Like, let's say if I go and I get into a car accident after this podcast, right? No one's gonna know about it except for my family. But if I was known,
TMZ's picking it up.
It could be, oh, he was driving recklessly, or, you know, anything could be altered, and then it's just like everything you do, you have to be 100%.
You're under a limelight 24/7.
Yeah.
You
and
see,
that's what's also good.
Well, that's what you have to be willing to carry as you grow.
Yeah, and I love the sport examples, because Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, he was with Baltimore. He went, he's so fast, like, for real. But no, very talented athlete, and he made a mistake. I don't know if it was a training camp or a practice. He got traded to Arizona, so he went 126. And yes, that's very excessive. That's not legal anywhere, you know, but, you know, he had an obligation to get there. He's getting there. He was traded to a new team. He was also in, I believe, a lane. It was like a carpool lane. Mm-hmm. So with him being by himself, it was also illegal, because you need 2 or more passengers, something he didn't know in Arizona. Yeah. And it's like, on and off the field, as far as I know, as far as what I've heard, like, good dude, you know, a good locker room guy, doesn't get into shit.
He's good.
But yeah, good player, yeah. So it's like, but you hear, oh, he's this reckless driver, he's an athlete, he got off. No, he went to court and it got dropped, but he received a misdemeanor for his actions. He didn't get off as easy as you would think. He was charged, I think, criminal speed. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's a real thing. And then you hear, when you hit that limelight, you're always in it.
Yeah. And you brought up speed and getting in trouble. You know, not to make a joke out of it, Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
It's
a star out of Alabama. He was a great player.
Such a terrible situation.
It just from drunk driving. It's crazy.
One bad mistake ruined his career and, like, really his life. And it sucks. Like, obviously, I think he killed 2 people and the family pet or something. Like, there was a dog in there. He killed a person and a pet. Yeah, so one person and a pet. So, but going 156 and having his alcohol level almost double the limit, it's a very stupid mistake. And it's like,
he's lucky to be alive too.
Oh yeah, him himself, yeah, 100%. He's going double the speed limit, has double the intoxication level. Going over 156, or I believe that's what it was. Yeah. That's not legal anywhere, unless you're on the fucking F1 track or you're NASCAR.
Don't
know,
inhale.
Like that's crazy to me. But it's you wouldn't. I guess going off what Lil Ray said is, if it was me and him, you might not hear about it. Like locally you will. Like, Beloit James, you know, like Beloit driver does this on Afton Road, you know, whatever. And, you know, you get your little people around you sharing it, but it, like, this shit's global. Yeah. Even like music related, Drake's album, For All the Dogs or whatever, hasn't, as of we're filming this, has not dropped yet. Yeah. His son made the cover, so and a lot of people were like, "Oh, the dog has red eyes, it's demonic." How old is he? Yeah. Like, is he even, like, preschool? Like,
he just likes the color red.
I don't know the age, yeah. And here's the thing that people don't talk about. We're mentioning Drake a lot on this, but his son will get a percentage because he is in the production process for making the cover art. So while he's like not because Shaquille O'Neal talked on this too, like the Tate brothers, they're like, oh, my kids are not going to reap off me. They're going to, they can come to me, but they're going to live their life and they're going to pave their own way. I'm me, they're them. You're not going to be famous for being my offspring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like when his son makes this art, not obviously he's young, it's not perfect, but first off, it's touching to even hear that. Like it's great, but he will benefit off everything sold. He is responsible for the cover art.
Yeah.
So he will benefit financially that he made that. Mm-hmm. And people dog it, and yeah, Drake very well could have had a professional cover, but it's just such an early lesson. You put in the work, you reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
And it's
For
like,
sure.
yeah.
I mean,
but I guess like off of what you were saying kind of earlier about getting to the point where you're getting heard more, and you could potentially get extremely famous. I think I would like to keep it simple at first. Like if it does happen, it's like okay now, like proceed with caution kind of thing. What's my next step without looking like a jackass or something like that,
So I know I ain't the host, but if we're all here just talking, I kind of do have a question for you. Is that the goal?
That is, I wouldn't say it's the goal. I would say it's, probably the last step into like being comfortable with it. But because, like you said, even with the money thing, if you're looking for that,
you're gonna quit.
You could not have the same motivation and do it.
So personal question, answer if you want. But Spotify for 2 years, what's your stream total revenue?
Oh yeah, I can check it right now. Actually.
Off of 2 years. Like this is gonna put into perspective. Like obviously your following on YouTube is much bigger than Spotify, but
yeah, exactly.
How long have you been on Spotify?
About 2 years.
Says, let's see this. 2022 was my first thing that I put on there.
Of what month? Do you know?
June.
So a little over a year, not even.
Okay,
2.
not 2 years. Okay, what?
Like a year and a year and a quarter.
Mm-hmm. And let's just say it says you need at least $3 to withdraw. To withdraw any money. I have $1.05.
Have you ever withdrawn?
No,
or that's the absolute total?
That's what I've made.
$1.05.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately in our market today doesn't get you anything at the Dollar Tree.
It became the $1.25 tree.
Yep.
But this is just like you said, like put in perspective of what it actually takes to get money.
You need
off of the stuff.
You need like 60K streams to make 3 digits.
So that's why you can't look at it in a way of how much am I making? Because I could sit here every day and then be like, $1.05, and I've been working on music, publishing it since sophomore year of high school. Like I should just quit, but you can't do that. So
you know what's good about being on Spotify, and I'm glad that you're spreading into those platforms, is that you're more accessible to more people.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't say like a negative part about Young Phyno's music and DMW's music is that, or an inconvenience. There we go. An inconvenience.
I know where you're going. Yeah.
Is that people won't go out of the way and go on YouTube. People listen to the music on Spotify, Apple Music,
no
SoundCloud.
Ads. No ads. You close your phone and listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be on the go. You download it. You can listen to it offline. You can have no service and play it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's good because something that DMW is doing recently is kind of like sending his music out and seeing what people like about it, or if people don't like it, whether to put it out on his album and stuff. But I think something that's also key is also figuring out what's more convenient for your followers and your streamers and stuff like that. Seeing what they like, what's easier for them to get, or what's the best way for them to listen to your music.
Yep. And I guess touching off what you said, like the way I'm looking at it is, I have a select group and I keep it to the people who are genuine,
Yes.
Like I send it to you guys, I send it to Javon, your co-host, I send it to Lil Ray, I send it I got a select few people outside music or any kind of.
You have family members.
Yep, I have a few family members. I got a cousin, her friend, a few other cousins I occasionally will send some shit to. I also want to shout out. I know she has a channel, but the last post was like 4 years ago, so we won't do like links or nothing. But this girl Olivia, like I've always had her on Facebook or whatever, you know, nothing weird or whatever, but. She took the time out the day to say, hey, if you send these to me, I'll rate them. Mm-hmm. So that's our whole communication is like, I'll send her shit and she'll let me know. And I jot these rates down for each song. And the ones that get rated the highest, my assumption is, hey, they're rated the highest. These are the ones that the people want. So I'm kind of letting like fans and people willing to listen kind of like choose my next album. Yeah. So like you get to be a part of it because I want to put out what you guys want to hear. You know, I don't want to, you know, for example, I can pull this right up in just a second here, but I'll
kind of rebuttal that question.
So so I told you, like, I sent him to Dylan, you know, Lil Ray here, and, you know, so I have a song Elevated, unreleased. He gives it a 9 out of 10, you know, like, good review. I have one where I'm trying to, like, elevate my voice a little more. It's called A Way Home. I know these song titles for people listening are unfamiliar. They're unreleased, but he gave it a 5. He said, I'm not feeling this vibe. I think you're better when you're that fast-paced rap and hit the beat, you know, add these little ad-libs here, you know, like not even like sound aggressive, but like you sound much more into it when it's something you're comfortable with. So when I try to do like this little sing-song shit, it's me trying to mix up my genre. But he'll be the first to tell me, like, hey, like my fiance, she gave this one an 8. She gave a previous one, I think it was called No Regrets. She gave me a previous one, and Javon, same thing, because, you know, Javon's my brother-in-law. We'll clear that up now.
Yeah.
But
soon-to-be brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Today.
That's my motherfucking brother-in-law. I'm gonna dab him up on the podcast real quick. Yeah.
The wedding's later today, you said?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get married today, headass. But no, yeah, Tasia will tell me straight up if a song's a 10, she gives it a 10. The lowest
it's a 1.
Yep, the lowest she has given me is a 5, but it's a real review. Yeah. I don't think personally I have dropped a 1.
Okay. No.
Like I think, and it's not to sound cocky, like I've made songs that are better than others. I've made songs that are shittier than others. Yeah. And that's why I send them out to get these reviews. Like that one I'm going to touch back on for 1 second, A Way Home. I was singing more, you know, I was talking about my relationship, and I was talking about prior relationships, and it was more like storytelling. It was just, at the end of the day, like we've both said, both musicians, and even Young Phyno said in the previous podcast, like, we do this shit for us, yes. You know? Like, I might get a bad review, I might still throw it on there, or I'll drop it as a single, you know, yeah. And I might totally scrap it, but I did put in the time to write, record, you know. Yeah. So I put the work in. I'm dedicated to it. But like that song has mixed reviews. I have a friend up in college who's going to be a doctor. I'll shout him out. His name's Noah. And
a doctor.
Yeah. He's going through an 8-year program to become. I believe he said like more like cardiac. Like he wants to work with like the heart. Great dude. But he rated the song a 9, and that's the highest rate. My cousin gave it a 5. My brother gave it a 7.5. Lil Ray here gave it a 5. You know, like K-Dot. We talked about working with K-Dot. He gave it a 6.5. He said, I don't know if I'm feeling this. He said, I think you're louder than the beat. And it's partially that singy voice coming out. Yeah. So he's like, I think maybe tone the beat or tone your vocals down or turn the beat up. So it's like, I get this criticism. I can always go through and edit this, remix it. It takes me 15, 20 minutes. I will go through and make these adjustments once I hear what everyone said. Yeah. But like, I have another song, Repercussions. I actually dropped a version with LMUJ. I'll have more versions out soon. Trying to make like a little like trend thing, you know, get some artists on it.
Do you want to explain who LMUJ is?
So LMUJ,
I went to high school with him.
Yeah, I knew him throughout high school. We've never been like super, super close, but like I've acknowledged his work. I'm subbed to his YouTube channel. I check his music out. He's got a very unique style, and I actually had someone comment that, and they said like, hey, it's unique versus your other features, and I think they even said like no disrespect, but like this is, unique, and I hear it because it's like this softer singy voice, but when you add the lyrics he does, like it sounds nice. Like we had a previous song, I think it was for his channel, not dropped yet, but I think it was called Love and Affection.
Yeah.
And like a little love song or whatever. I had a little part on. I don't have word of when that'll drop, and that's totally up to him. It's his song. I'm just the feature. But like, I think he's a good artist. He does shows at like bars. I know 5 Bar around here he does.
Yeah.
And like they're getting out more than me. They have that confidence, and I love that. But
yeah, and just one thing I want to point out is that he does music videos, and and music videos is not an easy thing to do.
Not at all.
Like even like producing it and filming it. What's his name? Jaden Productions.
Jaden Productions.
Oh my God, the work that man does is insane.
It's crazy. I found him. Like I'd always been his Facebook friend. I used to, I don't know, girlfriend, fiance. I think girlfriend, but like they have kids together. You know, I went to school with her. I always knew her, and then they got together, and then I kind of saw his Facebook, and he did like a little Mountain Dew can, like this little like visual of it, in the like transitions.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like he's amazing with the camera.
He's a good example of passion. The way that man, you know, put his heart to what he's doing is insane.
And we talk about local artists. Like, I like to shout them out too, but I think he, I'll double check to confirm it. I'll talk in the meantime, but I'm almost certain he did P. Swervo's newest song.
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
That's
what I'm talking about. That's next level.
Was it Exotic? No, not even Exotic Thoughts. It's called Slap. It was like that, like, you know, it's like a little twerk song, hype song, short, like a minute 30, just get you up grooving or whatever. And the transitions are incredible.
Oh my God.
And P. Swervo as an artist, like, he's great. I'm not going to say I fell in love with every song, but, you know, there's a few I'm like, regardless, his production and mixing is incredible.
Dude, I had somebody see that, and they were like, is that Cole Bennett editing? I was like, that's Jaden.
Yeah, like even if I'm not 100, like, let's say, I don't even know an example. It's been a bit, you know, I've heard like all his shit, but he had a song that really blew up in high school. I'm looking at it now, 29K views. I heard. It's like more that singy vibe, you know. He's saying what he's saying.
I actually liked that song.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
I mean, it's catchy.
Yeah,
it's catchy.
It definitely is a great. Isn't that one of his first ones he published?
It's the first.
The first one. So it's definitely great to have as your first.
Did you just say 29K views?
29K, yeah.
Wow.
Do you know Kappa?
Yes.
So he did a song with Kid Cali, who I believe, and I want to clear this up, like airing it out. I am not personally close with these guys. I see what these guys are doing. I hear it, and I enjoy it. So I won't speak on much because I don't know much, but what I do know, they did a song, I think it was called Phones. Let me double check, but
some of these guys we did go to high school with.
Yeah, so Phones, it's Kid Cali, Phones featuring YPC Kappa, 94K views.
Jesus.
In 1 year. And I don't personally know the director, which sucks, but
I just want to point out, I've known Jaden since probably elementary school.
And see, I don't think I've ever. I think, is he a few grades above us?
He's one.
One. So I think I've seen him around the high school maybe, but like I've never had no interaction with him. I'm just giving love because I see it locally.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my biggest thing. And I had I'm gonna shout out an artist here, Fee Capone. His YouTube is 6 Block Entertainment. We had a little discussion last night. I sent him a link, and it was like, you know, we kind of had like a misunderstanding. He was like, you know, I'm not going to tune into people who won't tune into me. And part of it is I need to be more vocal about these artists, you know, around me. Like he's not like The Rock or nothing. Like he's not 608 or whatever, but you know, like he's around us, and we had a little bit of a disagreement. And when we talked it out, I was like, hey, like I have to, you know, I want this support. I have to give it too. Like that's the biggest part of it. Is I told him I support everyone around me. It's just like I do have to get better at commenting on this shit. You know, he posts shorts. He does the shows with LMUJ, which is why I sent him the song I did with LMUJ. I'm like, that's your bro, you know, check this song out. And yeah, like at first it seemed like we were coming at each other some type of way. And when we talked it out, it was like, hey, we both got this shit going on. Like, we came to a mutual understanding. He October 6th he has a show, and as far as like scheduling, as long as I'm good, I'm gonna attend the show and I'm gonna show out. You know, I won't perform, but I'll see all of them perform. Yeah.
And I think that's what's hard. And I don't know, but I mean, I don't make music. You guys can answer this question, but I think what's hard, kind of, I want to say super hard, but difficult, about producing your own music, focusing on your own path, and also supporting somebody else's. I think that's the extra perk of a person to go out of their way, not only to put their music on hold and support you and put that effort into, you know, I always say crossing the finish line together. You know, the podium has enough space for both of you. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a good person in the music industry, to not only get yourself to the top, but get other people to the top.
Yeah. And it's like the people I'm mentioning, 4/5 of them, like, I don't know, I mentioned a few names, but like they're above me. Kappa, he's younger, he's above me. P Swervo, year younger, above me. Fee Capone, he's got this following, and it's like me and him are kind of on this same level where we have like these mutual, like we have the people we have, you know what I mean? And it's like we'll occasionally get this new person that comments, but you know, we're all still underground, you know what I mean? Like we're all working our way up. I would say of them all, and it's no disrespect to anyone else I mentioned, I would say obviously the Kappa song, the Phones went almost 100K views. Like that's nuts.
Yeah.
But as far as consistency, I think P Swerve, like I have him on Facebook personally. He gets those shares. He's got these people. Yeah,
his
like 80
school,
shares. You know,
his
like
music in high school was insane.
Yeah, and it's great. And you hear diversity. The song I heard, you know, he's singing. He's kind of, you know, pouring his heart out a little, and then he drops Exotic Thoughts where he's like talking his shit. You know, like.
I think what helped P Swervo in high school was that he knew a lot of people, and a lot of people knew him. And I think that's, I wouldn't say I can relate to him, but I can relate to the aspect of, you know, you talk to everybody. Everybody knows you because you talk to them. You don't have no beef with nobody. Yep. You just talk with everybody.
Well, to say he doesn't have beefs, I can't speak on that.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, you know, you just converse with more people.
But yeah, as far as connections, like everyone knows and loves his music. Like as far as I know, at least locally, I don't know about like around, you know, when his numbers get out there, but as far as locally, everyone loves his music. Like again, I said I'm not great with the commenting, so he probably doesn't know I exist, you know. Yeah. He was in my brother's class, he might know of him, you know, and he knows you, like you two. Yeah, so him and Jay know each other. You know, they talk here and there, but
sometimes we don't, but it be whatever.
I mean, that's how life is.
Yeah, and when you have that many people to attend to, it's not a disrespect thing. It's I'm gonna get to you when I get to you, and it's.
Well, that's the hard part. After high school, you know, everyone's just trying to get to the top.
But even in music, when you get like these like I get DMs here and there, I get little comments or whatever, to get back to them. I still have a full life to live outside of it.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Is that that's a lot of times when you're that popular and you still have your like life to live, like your job to work.
Yes.
You know, managing all your things. If you got a significant other. I mean, me personally, I've definitely let it get the best of me the past, you know, year or so. Yep. You know, just everything. It's just a lot. I mean. I just had a newborn baby. He was a month old a week ago.
Congratulations.
We were gonna get to that, man. Congratulations. I met him.
I never did.
But it's it changes your perspective on things, because like obviously
on life.
It makes you like with this music stuff. I've been slacking like really slacking. I mean, I've put stuff out there, like I put like snippet covers of songs, but it's not like my own stuff.
The covers
And
do get a bit of attention.
Yeah.
I peep it all, yeah.
And but it makes you want to like go back to what you love. You know, like looking at my son, it's like I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know we said it's not about the money, but who's not thinking about that? Oh, if I become popular, famous, obviously I'm going to be rich, right?
You want to do whatever it takes to provide for yourself.
Exactly. And when you see your, you know, your son there sitting there, and even your fiance, and you're just like, I want to take my family to the top. So it just makes you want to get back onto that.
I think what breaks me down the most, and you know, getting a little on the emotional side of what he's saying, is the paycheck to paycheck thing. There's days you go and you prioritize these other things, and like I think about it the way I am is, like, I'm trying to get like my own set up full place, and I know Lil Ray has done that, and it's like there's days you're heating up leftovers, there's days and no one sees that outside of the, like, in the music, no one sees what you actually go through outside of the music. And I think it's important to post these shorts to stay relevant, so people have this update of you. But at the same time, it's like there's things that me and him and even young Phyno as musicians cannot explain through like a full song. Like, it's like,
yeah,
like there's things in life that really break you down and make you feel some type of way, and it's like that paycheck to paycheck thing is huge. Like, to get any revenue at all, like obviously we talked about his streams, $1.05 ain't gonna cut it, but to get people, if you can make 3 figures, it's not even much, 3 figures, that goes a long ways when you think about what you're doing in life.
What's a figure?
It's also an aspect of being young too.
I'm serious, I'm an idiot.
So 3 figures is
also an
under
aspect of being
1,000.
young.
So it's 100 plus, but under 1,000. 3 figures, like.
So $300,000.
Oh my God!
Is that what a figure is?
No. So like, if it's 3 figures, it's 3 numbers. So 100 is 100.
Oh, so not 99,000, 100,000.
Yeah.
3 that like the.
So 4 figures would be anything below 10,000 because there's 4 numbers. 5 figures is 10,000 and up. 6 figures is
it's like
100,000. Yes, numbers. Yeah.
So you can say it like a digit.
I gotta school this boy.
No, listen. It's because we have this joke, right? I did push-ups for my diploma, so I tend to ask stupid questions a lot.
I know y'all saw that I'm leaving soon video.
Dude, recently I've been doing, not comedy, but like, just I've noticed posting YouTube shorts, you actually get more attention because
The Charger whips.
Yeah, the charge. My fucking father. I work with my dad, where we work at a moving company, and we're on this gig right now where we just like deliver and pick up copy machines. We're like third party for a Rico printing company. I don't know.
Very local.
Yeah, and so we're like together every day pretty much. And you know, it's when you're working with your dad. I mean, there's only so many things you can really talk about with your dad, because obviously we're not gonna have like a deep conversation. We're at work, you know. We're just messing around, you know.
I have a good question to ask you.
All right, but he just, you know, it gets. What are you looking at me like that for? I thought you were staring.
No, like.
No, but like you just get bored, right? So you do things that irritate each other on purpose. So I started this thing. It's called Pissing Off Pops. Hashtag Pissing Off Pops on YouTube. And it's just like things, and they started getting a lot of views.
Are they YouTube shorts?
Yeah, YouTube shorts. So my first one ever, I put Canada smoke rolling in, and it's just a video of me recording when the Canada fires. You could see him.
Yeah.
So you see the smoke, and I said, "Oh, the smoke's rolling in," and I record him, and just him being my dad and being, you know, the truck driver, and me putting a camera in his face. It just makes like, it's like the live reaction, but it's funny type thing. But that got 2.2K views. I posted that 2 months ago.
It's all authentic. It's just funny shit.
Or like in the I noticed you put the titles. You got to do the titles in a way that it's not like a description, because then you just like. Because then you, oh my God, I get distracted so easily, dude, and I, like, lose everything. What was I saying?
I got a question for you, Lil Ray.
Our co-host is
All right.
talking.
All right.
So I see that you smoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, how much do you smoke?
how much do I smoke?
Yeah.
It's definitely calmed down since I've had my baby. Because obviously I still smoke in the house. Not in the house, but like while I'm at home, with my kid. I'll go out in the front room and I'll, hit the bong or something. And it doesn't make you, like, I don't know, tons of people, especially a lot of young people, like, know that marijuana is not like
It's not a good thing.
you're not going to get fucked up.
Right.
Like, if you smoke weed and you have to take care of your kid, as long as you're not fucking sitting there smoking, like, a lot, it's whatever.
As long as it's not around your kids.
Exactly. No, yeah, exactly.
When it's not directly in front,
But, like, I can go outside in the, back and go, hit a little joint or something, come back in, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Just like people drink around their kids on the weekends. Like, it's just a normal thing. But, like, it definitely has slowed down, because I don't want to get off the question. It's slowed down since I've had him, because obviously I can't sit there and, smoke blunt after blunt.
And he's your main priority.
Yeah. But before, I would say I was buying an ounce every week.
Like,
and now I buy an ounce, and I probably only smoke half of it because, I have family members that smoke, so I sell them some or whatever on the side.
and that's where we hush.
No, I'm just saying, like, in person. But,
Yeah.
But, I smoke an ounce, and it probably lasts me, like, 2 weeks now. So it's definitely slowed down.
I got a really personal question. I know you mentioned your dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, personally, I don't have a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Anymore. How does it feel to still have that connection with your dad into your adult life, and now that you're a father?
I think it helps in the way, like, I guess as a man sometimes it's hard to, like, speak on your feelings, right?
Preach.
Like, we all know that.
Yeah.
And it's like, we want to, but a lot of times it's hard to explain them. And I guess having a father figure in your life, like, I have a stepdad too. Like, my parents got divorced when I was 2. So my dad I work with is my biological father, and then I have a stepdad. But having both of them, it's like, if you have a question, like, about your vehicle, about something in life that's stressful, but you don't know how to explain to people, and
It's
they
just
almost
a question that you just can't ask your mom. I mean, I find the same issue in me. There's some questions you just can't ask your mom. And there's some questions and there's topics that you just wish you had your dad.
And your dad simplifies them for you.
Like,
that's what's really good about it. Yeah, hold on. Like, that's what's really good about having that, is because they simplify some of the things that you may be overthinking about or something. So
Can I say something quick?
mm-hmm.
So, my senior year, I had some issues at home or whatever, and me and Lil Ray, 2 to 3 months, he was just back from Challenge Academy. We lived together. I was having some issues at home or whatever. Javon's laughing like shit's funny. But
did you live with him?
I did for like 2 to 3 months, and like, I can say one thing about his mom. You can correct me if I'm wrong. This is all personal experience. His mom is very straightforward. She's not going to tell you what you want to hear. She's going to tell you what you need to hear, which you can appreciate to an extent. If you need to hear it, you need to hear it. And it's like, his stepdad is so involved, and then to have his dad on top of it, like he said, his dad is very hands-on. Like they both, like I talked about it in the first podcast, but I'll even argue that they do more. Like, they're physical labor. Like, they're doing this type of work that, quote unquote, a typical, like, double standard wise, a man would do. Like, they're moving people in and out. They're going to different locations. He goes to different states to get his work done. They're moving people. They're doing very physical work as a quote unquote man should do. Yes. So it's like one thing I'll say about Lil Ray is, like, the hiatus with music, you can excuse when you see what he does outside of it, but the fans don't get to do that. So that's why I think this podcast / interview is so important, because it gives him an opportunity to talk about things outside of music. Like, we've done our question videos, And a lot of them are music, but you know, there's some random ones like even like my own cousin was like, "Hey, are you and Dylan still cool? I haven't heard shit from you guys, you know." And you know, he answers it whatever. And this is like 3 years ago, you know, like 2-3 years ago. So he's talking about it, you know, he's getting a little personal, like me and Dylan, aka Lil Ray, will not agree on everything, and that's what makes us get along. Is we can have these mature topics of like what is and isn't quote unquote right morally for me and him. So I just think it's important that like you keep people like that close because yeah, me and him do not agree on everything. You know, we've had our little back and forths or whatever, but at the end of the day, we're mature enough to say, okay, we don't agree on this. I get your perspective, you get mine, and we let it go.
And it also helps when you can also joke around with each other about it.
Yes.
Like we know, like, oh, he doesn't think this way, but I do, and I'm gonna just have fun with it. Type thing. Like we understand each other's points, but then there's things inside that, like making funny faces or doing a gesture or saying a new sound or a word, and it's funny to both of us because we had an argument about something we didn't agree with, and it just makes your
limits.
and it just makes your friendship stronger.
And
like, because I know you want to say something, but like there is definitely weeks where I probably don't even text him sometimes, and the same both ways. But when we do reconnect or whatever it is, the friendship is solid. You know what I mean? Like it's still there. We've known each other. We've been through a lot with each other, so we just that bond is there.
I just want to point out that you guys were in a friend group, right?
Yeah.
In high school.
High school. The first time I met him, I said, "We already got a Dylan."
Yeah.
Like get the fuck out of here, you know. And we start hooping. You know, I'm fucking with him. You know, I'm like, I'm the Dylan. You spell it the gay way, you know. Like it's all fun, you know. Like it's not like I'm saying, oh, you're this and that, you know. Like we're having fun. I'm like, you spell it this, you know. It's just the way we like kind of like started this. Like I'm trying to think of a word past friendship because like we're cool and all, but like you got to think, you know. We talked about personal life. He's a recent father. His kid was born August 1st, you know, so over a month now he has been a full-time father, and I understand as far as like we played the game together, you know. We'll play like some Madden, you guys see my clips, and I you know, it's like I get him when I can, but you know, me and him both work. His days could be 7 hours or it could be 12 and a half, you know. Like his job is very travel friendly. Like he'll go to Michigan one day, he'll be local the other. He might get home at 3, he might get home at 7, you know? So it's like, and plus when he gets home, he's got a fiance and a kid to attend to. So it's like, you know, we keep in touch, but if he can't do something, like I get it, you know? It's like,
it's a new reality.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And it's like, me and my fiance, we've always talked about wanting kids, and it's still a thing now. And my brother-in-law's listening right now, Jay Clark. So, yeah, kind of listening. So it's funny because like it's his sister I'm talking about, but I keep everything open to him. You know, their family as well, like my mother-in-law, my father-in-law. I talk to them about shit too. You know, like when my fiance Tasia has her moments, the first person I text is her mother.
Because they know her the best.
Yes. And it's like, I know they have this stress, but it's like, I don't want to add on, but I don't want to keep you in the shadows either. You know what I mean? Like, it would kill me if something didn't work out. Where, like, me and her will fight. There's been times where we'll fight 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and then it's like, just talk the shit out. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's where I'm most comfortable, is knowing that we can address something.
Well, I just want to point out, Tasia's an amazing person.
Bro. Oh yeah, and like the work she does.
I'm glad that you're getting married to her. Why? Because one thing, I think that she, not just you, but she also shapes you into the man that everyone wants to be around. And
I 100% agree.
I almost like thank her for that because just like you're a blessing to be around, a fucking blessing.
And I try to be as authentic as possible. Like, we've had little debates about personal shit I won't mention on here, but you know, like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to bullshit anything, because if I put some idea in your head, you're gonna let yourself down.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about you letting me down. I've been let down so many times, but my thing is, like, keep yourself confident and keep yourself in gear. Like, I tell Dylan that, you know, he gets a hate comment here and there. He stops music. He goes on like a hiatus because he has a personal life. Like, oh, your son's only a month old. Yeah, there's a 9-month process where she's pregnant. He has to tend to her. There's mood swings that are unavoidable and biologically proven to happen. So it's like, he has things outside of this shit. So it's like, and I promise you, like, we've done the questions and all, me and him appreciate every fan, but there's definitely some sort of over obsessiveness where it's like, you have to understand, as you know, you're clicking on our videos, we don't know what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
You say, hey, I love the song, keep it up, hey, this vibe is good, or even if you're leaving a hate, like, oh, this shit's bogus, this shit's ass, whatever, you have a personal life outside of music, or listening to music. If you're a fan, me and Lil Ray, I promise you, I can speak for every fan and have no doubt about it, we are not your only priority.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that what you do to not only put out content alone, but put out content while being a full-time father, a full-time almost husband, and a full-time worker is amazing. You should be proud of that.
Yes.
Man, you have so much shit on your back, not only as a man, but as a human being, and you still have time to do what you love and chase your dream. Like, that shit ain't easy. And it's not in textbooks that we get to carry around in high school, you know, how to do this.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's nowhere. It's not even on Google.
We get the same history book from 1940.
Exactly. It's not easy, and I admire both of you for chasing your dreams and putting in the effort to get it out there.
It's never been easy, but as I said in the first podcast, and I think me and you will both think alike on this, music's an antidepressant. You can talk about what you're feeling. You can say it the way you want it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna get off when you were saying that.
Yeah, please go ahead.
You were saying about, you know, you gotta make the music for you, or you were talking about you were having people rate like your unreleased music, and you were gonna put out, you know, what everyone else liked.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like you have to put out stuff that you like because it's. Because like another thing about like looking at it in like the money way, you know, it'll drive you to like probably not be as motivated. So if you make music that helps you, like be therapeutic for you, like I was listening to some of my music on the way here, just because when I made that song, when I wrote those lyrics, that's how I was feeling. And if I get a mood swing to where I feel that way, I'm gonna listen to one of my songs because that's my way of being able to explain stuff. Because I have not been very good like I can't explain stuff very well unless I'm really passionate about it, because like I got bad ADHD, which I found out that shit like a couple months ago, which is crazy. But like it makes you like, I don't know what I'm trying to think here, which is another fucking symptom of it. But it just like it puts in perspective, like, you know, why you're feeling that way, because it's a real thing.
The
you know?
why
That's
is the
so
most
special.
important part.
That's so special because not a lot of people, not just that they know how to do it, but are willing to do it. Because I know so many people that instead of, you know, trying to figure out what their feelings mean or what their feelings are, they're like, nah, you know, I'll smoke this blunt and, you know, forget about it. Or, you know, I'll get, you know, fucked up in the bar and, you know, just forget about it. And, like, a couple days later, they're at work and they're like, shit. Like, you know, it hits them. Look, that you can't do something to feel temporary and then, you know, like, hey, it comes back. You know, you gotta find a way to figure it out and putting into words. And that's something I was gonna say too is at what point do you guys put out stuff that you like, not just what other people like.
I think I'll answer first because I think I have a more simple answer. I think I kind of just put out what I think sounds good, which is, I guess it's like being very really like hard on yourself type thing. Like if I put something out or I record something and I don't like it, like I'm not gonna put it out because it's almost like a selfish thing. Like when you're putting something on your name out in public, you want to feel comfortable hearing it for yourself too. So I don't think I would put something out that someone else would want me to. I guess that's what my answer would be.
So I actually want to address the initial question to Phyno, who's been sitting here helping us manage this. Great appreciation. But
Is there?
as far as like music, like what drives you to do what you do? Like we talked about the first interview. You came to me, you were like, hey, this is something I've wanted to do. I've never had the confidence. And then you came full throttle to me and you were like, let's do this shit. We did the Mile a Minute song.
Give me the mic.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess the question's almost more important for you to answer. You know, I hate to say it, but me and Lil Ray are not rookies no more. Like, we've had shit for 4+ years. You know, it's been a grind, but like you just starting, getting the feedback you have, we talked about it a little, it's been, 90% positive, but like what you've been through, like how do you move forward?
That's a good question. I don't know. I guess, yeah, as you said that I've been wanting to do music for a long time. Since high school, I've had the idea, but I've never really had the means to get about doing it. And obviously, once we started reconnecting after high school, then we started getting to it. But I guess you could say that I like music in general. Like, music is like just something that I'm very passionate about. Whether it's listening to music, making music.
It's so therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic, especially when you are blessed enough to, have the opportunity to make your own music.
Yes.
And you can have that outlet of emotional trauma, past problems, issues, stuff that you're going on through right now, all kinds of stuff, you know. So it's a great way to let go of just everything that's weighing you down, It's I only have like 1.5 songs out right now. So like I don't have much to speak about, but in the future, I'm going to be talking about
Isn't that a sad reality though, that people get popular from talking about their trauma?
I mean,
I guess it's more like relating to people.
Yeah, for me, I see it as this, like, my end goal is not to be famous. Like obviously that'd be nice, but I'm not doing it to be famous. My goal is to be, okay, I want to make music for people to listen to so that I can either put a smile on their face, make their day much better, help them through a certain time they're going through, or just to enjoy it, Like, it's not necessarily like I want you to listen to my stuff so I can get famous, so I can make money, I want you to genuinely enjoy my art, my music. I'm not necessarily doing it for clout or anything like that. It's just passion.
And like Hugo obviously being like the host, I know we've talked a lot off topic, like you've kind of let us say our words and I appreciate it, but like going off what Phyno said, like you do it because you want to do it. Like you can put emotion behind any song.
Yes.
And if the right group or even one person, if one person hears that song and they can relate to it, you've already succeeded.
Yeah.
And that's one view. You know what I mean? Like if I'll get real personal, you look at the analytics. Like I said, I send my music around. We send even the first episode of the podcast, 69 views, right? The podcast was what, an hour and 9-ish minutes?
Yeah.
It's got 5 hours of view time.
Mm-hmm.
It's an hour long. So 5 to 7 views should roughly equal what we're averaging. And it's like,
it just means that people aren't finishing the podcast.
And that's what I'm getting at, is people are going to hear what they want to hear, and cut it off. And I get an hour is a long time.
Especially on YouTube and not like Spotify.
Yes, yeah, exactly. When it's just one mainstream application, you
Which
know.
we are
It's
working to move to Spotify.
yes,
That would be awesome.
You talked about a comment, I think.
The comment earlier.
Yeah,
mentioned.
someone said that it'll be more convenient.
Yep, and I get that. When there's no visuals, I 100% get that. You know, it makes sense. When there's no visuals, just listen, don't
But
talk.
we're just starting off.
You're not fucking having a reaction, dude.
Huh?
You're not having a reaction to me.
What's going on?
I'm over here playing a game on my phone.
He's playing apps while we podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and shut his phone off. Give me that. But I mean, I guess keeping it real as a total, it's like you have to do whatever, you know, if it's music or not, you have to do what you do out of passion. Like, even if, let's say, like, more feminine thing, but let's say you're like a woman, or even like, you know, like men do it too. I've seen it on YouTube shorts, but like you're doing like even like makeup tutorials, whatever you're doing, you have to be passionate about. If you're the one there's people who are offering these free for profit beats that, you know, me, Young Phyno,
awesome.
Lil Ray, yes, that are hopping on. And my biggest thing about free for profits, and I love the people who do it to death. If I had one complaint, I'm gonna say it now.
The adlet or their fucking tag.
The intros are so long.
Oh yeah, they are.
It takes 35 seconds to get into the song, but like, it's not all beats. It's not all like
Is it something
I
you
would
can
say
edit?
20 seconds is probably perfect.
yeah, because you can add ad libs to that.
Yeah,
You know what I
or
mean?
even
Yeah.
like 15,
Yeah,
16 seconds. Like that would be the perfect
Yes.
length for an intro.
Yeah, let the beat play out, and we're not going.
Like let them hear the tone of what's going on. Like,
we're not going
the
to
vibe.
baby style. We're
But
not
is it
gonna
something
go
that you guys can edit out?
straight off the rip. What'd you say?
Is it something that you guys can edit out?
I mean,
Yeah.
you could,
You can,
But,
but
like,
then
this-
it's almost like you need a reproduction credit.
Okay.
or you need, because like when the intros, when the video is at like 3 seconds, like obviously from that time, like that's what the intro of the song is. It just sucks that the beat goes on so long before the verse or the chorus would actually start. So like you wouldn't want to cut it there. You'd want to like cut it out of the middle, you know. But,
And I'll say one producer I love is as far as YouTube wise, his name is Chaos. He makes great YouTube. Even Depo on the beat.
I like Boy 50.
Yeah, Boy 50's
Oh
a
my
really
God.
good
Or
one.
there's actually I can pull up my top things right now.
Yeah, go ahead, shout him out, because like I love this topic of letting other people be known, and you know it's
So biggest.
like we don't have to know these people personally to say, hey, the
Yeah.
work you do is immaculate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Boy 50 beats Creepo. another one.
Tundra.
Yeah, Tundra. Benny Hanna
Tundra.
Boy is not awful.
Benny Hanna is a great producer.
These are all producers, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
they're
just like
great
YouTube
producers.
free for profit.
Have you guys just used all of them?
We've used quite a bit.
Yes.
And there's even some like really like fucking a channel with like 100 subscribers, right? And then there's a beat on there and it's free for profit, and we've used them. Like it doesn't have to be nothing like a popular beat on YouTube. It can be anything that we feel we want to, you know, make a song to. Beats by Con is another one. I love Beats by Con. They make like that XXX and Costume type of beats.
Well, the good thing is that you guys can get variety.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps your music good. But gentlemen, unfortunately, we are winding down on this podcast. And,
That's right. I got a full day today already.
and we gotta start heading out. Is there anything that you guys like to add at the end?
I
say
guess
check me out on Spotify. I'm on there now because
we'll link his Spotify for sure.
it's Lil Ray 300K because I had to add the 300K at the end. Because
As far as what we were talking like producers, there's a great group. If you guys are listening, you probably heard the Oblivious mixtape, just 5 songs, something simple just to get out to you guys. But
Or actually, what good question for our guest here. What's next for you?
I have a song that's actually ready to be produced or be recorded, but I would say it's just a lot of writer's block these days, just because my life is so busy. But I definitely am still working. I'm definitely looking at beats all the time. It's just working on a song, and then you just like get writer's block, and the shit sucks sometimes. But I am still working, so.
You're welcome anytime to come back on the podcast. It's a free space to talk about whatever you want.
It's great.
And it's just a great time to hang out and just put your mind to whatever we put out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we cut out, I do want to shout out Director Jaden.
His
as what we mentioned earlier, his work is amazing. Also, Peace World, he just dropped a music video, Slap.
Yep.
Directed by Jaden.
It was 4 or 5 days ago.
So since we mentioned it, I just want to shout it out.
Yep.
Just put my piece into it. But yeah, this has been the 608 Chatterbox. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you guys for listening.
I appreciate you having us, for real. Yep. Let's go.